Okay, so Chile, some big news yesterday. We announced that Jimmy's going to play for Lancs next season. He's going to resume his playing career. Just give us your reaction to the news.
Well, obviously we're delighted, aren't we? I think we're all really chuffed. We've been having conversations for a few months now, really. So I did know quite a way back that there was a possibility. He'd never at any point said to me that he was finished. But I suppose as conversations developed over the winter and then going into sort of last week, we finally got the deal done, and yeah, he's really excited to play again. You can see he's genuinely excited to just get out on the park, and obviously it's a huge boost for everyone at the club.
Just give us a little bit more insight on them conversations. So obviously he bowed out for England last July, I think it was. When did you pick up them conversations, and when did you sort of think, he's really going to be nailed down to play for us this year?
I suppose, like I said, he'd never ruled it out right from the start, and obviously it was quite a challenging time, I think, for him last summer, because in some ways I think he could understand and respect the decision from England, but whether he agreed with it or not, you'd probably speak to him. So, and I think he still felt he had a lot to offer. So I sort of was aware about how he felt just from checking in with him after that decision. But then you give it some space and let him try and work out what he wants to do over the coming weeks and months. And he got involved in other work. And I think as time grew on, I just kept on reaching out, staying in regular contact. And it felt to me that drive to play just had always been there, but it just strengthened throughout the winter, really. He's been bowling in the nets with England. I think he still feels like he can do it very, very well. And certainly when I saw him last week, like, as I say, his enthusiasm for playing was probably as high as it had been all winter, and he was just desperate to get back out on the park again.
And in terms of Dale and Keaton, how great is it going to be for them to have someone like Jimmy with all his experience, all those wickets to call on come April?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, his quality that he's going to bring to the team. I think the seam bowling is an area that we could have done with that additional strength, really. We've looked to recruit a little bit in the last year or two and haven't managed to get anybody to the club, but he obviously fills that gap really well. So we know we're going to get real quality. I think more generally, it's just people seeing how he operates and goes about his business. And he's probably had a little taste of coaching now, and it'll be interesting to see how that has sort of changed his approach to how he goes about it. But first and foremost, he's a player. The players will benefit from seeing how he goes about his business and the standards that he holds for himself in practice and in games. So there's positives wherever you look, really.
And the potential for a first T20 appearance in a decade as well. What sort of conversations have you had with Jimmy about his white ball game? Yeah,
and I suppose that's where some of the conversations started. Jimmy had an enthusiasm and an interest in exploring white ball cricket after finishing with the Test matches. And I think if you see how that game's gone over the last 12 to 18 months, maybe 2 years now, bowlers up front who can move the ball have become a little bit more of a threat. The balls seem to be just doing a little bit more early. So it does bring people with Jimmy's skill set back into the fold. Whereas, a couple of years ago, we were seeing a lot of power play overs bowled by spinners. Whereas now you see a lot of teams setting up with strike bowlers at the top looking to take wickets. So in some ways, that sort of suits his skill set. And I think conversations we've had about it is, neither of us know yet, and I don't think he knows, but he's just interested to explore it and give himself a go at it and see where we go. And there's no reason why someone who has his skill set and his control and his ability to move the ball can't be a threat in that format of the game.
And in terms of Jimmy's next few months, is he in and around the squad, or is he sort of away doing some individual training at the minute, and when will he join back up with us?
Yes, I think we obviously recognise he's got other opportunities, and we've tried to be as flexible as we can with that. But one of the important things for both sides really was to try and understand his commitment through the summer, particularly in the lead up to the season. He's out in Abu Dhabi now. I don't think he's joining the India series, but he will work the Champions Trophy. I know England have enjoyed having him around, but I think they've got quite a flexible approach to him working through the summer. So we expect him back next week to start just picking up a bit of training with the squad here. Then he'll do Champions Trophy. We're hoping he might be able to join us in Dubai, and then we've got a little trip to Desert Springs. So I'm pretty sure he'll be involved in them to ensure his preparation is as spot on as it can be for the start of the season. And then throughout the season, playing is his number one priority. He said that himself, but we're very open, as we are with most players, to try and be flexible with other requirements or other opportunities they might have.